Hi, I'm Will, and this is a video not many people are going to care about, but I don't care. Pokemon Horizons. By the way, if you want early access to my content, exclusive content, and so on, please consider joining my channel as a member or joining Patreon. Either or works, for the cost of a cup of coffee a month. Let's be honest, I don't do this for money, I do it so I can talk to you in a way that I can't really talk to you in normal videos. But let's start the show. Pokemon Horizons. I will say the first arc of the series felt bland. And I want to say a fresh start was needed. I'm glad that Ash won. And I'm glad that kind of like he got his endlog, he got his ending to go on another adventure. So who knows, we might see him again in the future. On the other side of it, this series introduces Liko and Roy. I kind of wish they hadn't have done the region hopping thing and just did her leaving her home in Paldea and going on her adventure and becoming a student at the academy. The landscapes, the animation is beautiful. Oh my god. I do wish it wasn't as digital as it looks sometimes, but that's modern anime. I do miss hand-drawn anime. There is no way around that. I will always miss hand-drawn anime because of the nature of anime, I suppose. It always fascinates me that as a whole, anime has become very generic looking. There's not all of them though, but there are a few, and I think a lot of the problem is to do with things like Sword Art Online, and I love that, but my god, did that set a precedence for the whole situation, didn't it? It did. It really did. A lot of copy and pasting of assets, which makes sense, it speeds up the process, but I do miss kind of the hand-drawn cell animation in anime of the 90s and early 2000s. I do think the first arc of the story failed to capture the magic that made the previous installments so engaging. I think some of the character development fell off, Liko especially at the beginning. We didn't really know her motivation, she just kind of fell into this head first, and she felt kind of superfluous to the story. You could have told that story without her. And I think it was a very slow start. And I mean that. I think overall, like between character development and story and pacing, the first story arc, I think it had some great episodes, but it did feel a little stretched out. Plot points are meant to be thrilling or suspenseful, and it's meant to give, it's meant to keep you going, and it didn't feel that way. The lack of battles as well, because people talk about, to quote a YouTube video I watched a few weeks ago, that a lot of people watch Pokemon as like a sports anime, and the lack of battles was very telling, and it kind of frustrated me a little bit, because it's like, it's Pokemon, we need some battles. We need something more than, by the way, Shiny Rayquaza is beautiful, but I mean, his Mega Form is even more beautiful. But it just felt very A to B storytelling, trying to set up characters without setting up the main characters particularly well. I will say this though, I think the new arc, the second arc at the Academy and everything is spectacular, and I think it's really stepped up a gear in terms of storytelling. We're getting character motivations, we're getting plot points, we're getting battles, we're getting stuff that's happening, and I think that's really well done. That's the best way to describe it. It's surprisingly well done, and I was shocked, actually. I was absolutely shocked how well it did, and I was I'm watching this on BBC iPlayer of all things. Let's be honest, not my favourite way of watching media. It seems to be really stuttery, and I don't know why. It may just be my internet, but I have super fast. It shouldn't be doing what it does, I suppose. Um, but yeah, I think it's just really stepped up a gear in storytelling, pacing, character development. Like, I will say that. And I'm also going to give a shout out to the animators. Like, I may dislike a lot of the digital copy and pasting. The visuals of this series are stunning. And I mean that. Um, it's very fluid, the colours are vibrant, environmental details. The Pokemon themselves look really good in render. And they've really brought out personality and character in them. Captain Pikachu is just sweet. Um, but the animation is stunning. And I'm surprised by that. I think the last few series with Ash kind of went down the Studio Ghibli route and I like Studio Ghibli, but the Sun and Moon series specifically did that. But this took that and they kind of returned it back to more realistic environments, which surprised me. It's beautiful. The scenery, the landscapes, the locations, it's stunning. So full credit there. And I think the sound design is good. The soundtrack, the music in the background, not the theme tune. I hate the theme tune. It fits the tone of the series, and I mean, leaves rustling, the roar of a Charizard, the sound design is very good, and I think there's a lot of room for growth. I think there's a lot of yes, it's so far been a mixed bag, and I know a lot of fans were disappointed in the first story arc, but it's surprisingly good. Now we're in the second story arc. The tension is building up. The characters are getting development. I'm surprised, actually. Let's be honest. I think I think they've done a brilliant job, and I'm surprised. I sit here and I'm just like, okay, this is really good and this is really well done. I think I do wish they'd gone down the route of just a trainer leaving their home to join the academy, and then going from there, because I think they could have easily done a really cool place and really cool storytelling with that. And I don't like the region hopping as much. If they started it in Kanto, and you won't get that if you're watching this in your layman, but they started it in Kanto, and she's from Kanto. And I feel like they could have gone down a really interesting route with this if they just kind of stuck to the original formula rather than the later formula. But you know what? So far, so good. It's definitely getting better, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it. Fantastic series. And the ramp up in the storytelling and pacing and everything that happened after was spectacular. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.